dodging out of the way of horses as well. Joining us now to discuss is Republican Congressman Tony Gonzales of Texas. His district includes the town of Del Rio. Sir, thank you so much for being with us. First, I just want to address what we're seeing here in these images. What is your reaction to this?
Yeah, my reaction is when you have tens of thousands of people under a bridge in a very chaotic situation, of course it's going to create chaos. You know, the men and women in green, the Border Patrol agents and their families have been working around the clock throughout this crisis for months on end. It's a very desperate situation, and they're doing God's work, fighting everything they can. You know, I spoke with Border Patrol leadership this morning, and they assured me that this is under investigation, that they have oversight on site in Del Rio to ensure things like this do not happen. The last thing any of us want to see is the mistreatment of anyone, to include migrants. But when you have tens of thousands of people and only hundreds of Border Patrol agents, it creates a very desperate situation.
So it sounds like you're saying this isn't okay, but it's understandable because of the conditions that Border Patrol agents are facing.
It's an impossible situation. It's exactly the reason which none of us want to see, right? Which absolutely has to get corrected with a policy change. Border Patrol, or the Border Patrol agents do not control policy. They only enforce it.
Let me ask you a question, because I don't know that you can see it, but the image that we just saw was of a horse charging in such a way that a little girl is running to get out of the way.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. The families that are there, the young children that are running around, the conditions.
But what should the agents be doing, sir?
Yeah, the agents should be guarding our border. The agents should be protecting us, and none of the agents want to be dealing with this migrant situation. They want to be, stopping bad guys from entering our country. They want to be stopping drugs from entering the United States. This is an impossible situation. I've also heard reports that some of the migrants have been physically attacking agents. I mean, all of it is a chaotic situation all the way around. The bottom line, though, America is a nation, a warm nation, and we don't want to harm anyone, to include migrants in any form or fashion, especially families and children.
Okay, but the kids are not attacking agents, to be clear. Just to be clear.
No, I heard single adult males, which is the bulk of the migrants there in Del Rio. Are single adult males are beginning to be unruly, and they've attacked several agents. So as this situation continues, as folks are repatriatized to Haiti, you're going to see this continue to unfold. This is just the beginning. This chaotic situation in Del Rio is only going to get worse, and it has to stop with a policy change by the administration.
So, we just asked the DHS secretary about the situation there. It's something, quite frankly, we haven't really seen before, right? This essentially a refugee camp inside of the U.S., now over 10,000 migrants. There is a reticence on the part of the administration to call this a crisis. What do you say to that?
Oh, it's absolutely a humanitarian crisis on steroids. But we got to look beyond that. Over 10,000 migrants living under a bridge in a third world type environment in the United States. It's the last thing any of us want to see. I go back to it. Is this gets solved with a policy shift by the administration, short term? Long term, Congress has to come together and push legal immigration reform. That's the long term solution to this all. But until that happens, you're going to see more images like this. You're going to see more, desperate situations where families are making the trek across this dangerous terrain in order to come to the United States. It's all a horrible situation, but I want to be clear, we have to support the men and women in green that are doing everything they possibly can to keep our borders safe.
The secretary just said that there will be a dramatic change here in the next 48 to 96 hours. He said that there will be 4 flights going out today under Title 42 to Haiti. Do you welcome that?
I think that's a good start. There needs to be more enforcement of our current laws, but it also needs to happen at a much quicker rate. The city of Del Rio is just completely overwhelmed. It's as if a Category 5 hurricane has hit this small town. Everyone's trying to deal with it. But at this point, we shouldn't be Republicans or Democrats. We need to come together, and we need to get through this crisis together.
All right, Congressman Tony Gonzales, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Next up.